Okay, so we got Slammiversary 12 happening this Sunday, June 15th in Dallas, Texas. And one of the participants that was just added to the ladder match for the X Division Championship, half of the TNA Tag Team Champions, one half of the Wolves, Davey Richards. Welcome to the Mike and Billy Show.
Thanks for having me on.
Now, of course, just for full disclosure to the listeners, this was take 2 with Davey because he was saving lives a couple nights ago, and now we're back on the ambulance with you, Davey.
Yeah, it's my home away from home.
I've always wanted to be on an ambulance, but not, for the reason to be on an ambulance. So I'm kind of happy that we're on an ambulance with you right now.
Right, yeah. They're just kind of talk someone ought to be in the back, and you're in trouble.
I see. Now, speaking of all that, how do you balance out your, between being, the paramedic, firefighter, and a TNA wrestler?
I just, if you're passionate about it, being a paramedic was something I always wanted to do, and being a wrestler was something, that I enjoy, and it's just, you just kind of give up sleep and drink a lot of coffee, and
trust me, I feel that.
Really, yeah. It's a lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle that I enjoy. So you just make it happen.
Gotcha.
I mean, I believe me, I applaud you for it. I can't believe you could be passionate about it and just you're one of those guys, I guess, that can just be passionate about what you're passionate about and then just do it. Not a lot of people can do that.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just if you got something inside of you that you really want to do, it was really hard for me to quit New Japan Pro Wrestling, to chase one of my goals of being a paramedic. But I look back now and it was the best decision I ever made. So very happy with it.
Now, doing a little bit of research on you online for the interview, a lot of people when you do interviews, people, I guess, seem to have you, they want you to air grievances, I guess. Now, why do you think you become kind of that guy who, is it just an open honesty or is it something that they're trying to bring out of you?
Well, I think every news place wants a good story, and I've never been one to candy coat anything. And I just kind of tell how it is. And if I agree and like something, I say it. And if I disagree with something and stand against it, then I make that obvious as well. I don't do any. I'm not into personal attacks, but
right.
I have my stance, my morals on things, and I'm proud of them. And I'm not afraid of being who I am. And I wasn't born with the kiss ass gene, so
gotcha.
I kind of just felt. Right or wrong, I kind of tell how I feel about it.
I think it was on probably, I watched the RF Shoot interview, and you said something that really clicked with me. Like, a lot of people think I'm an a-hole, but it's actually that I'm just quiet. And I'm like, yeah. I know exactly what that means because every
right.
place I go to work for like 2 weeks, people think I'm the biggest a-hole just because I kind of keep to myself and I figure out who I want to talk to and who's going to mesh with me. And I'm like, oh, now I get it. Now I get why people think that about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's a Northwest thing too. I mean, like if me or Brian or Daniel Bryan, who's known now,
right.
Spanky and a lot of these guys from the Northwest, Kyle O'Reilly. It's kind of a do-it-yourself kind of a environment. We're just quiet. Obviously we're introverted, but I'm not a partier. I'm not a drinker. I don't like to go out. I like to kind of do my own thing. So I think I kind of it's easy to label me as being standoffish, but it's just I'm just quiet. So I'm kind of off my own world.
Keep your head down, do your thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong at all. Being that we have to be the same old, type of media people as everybody else. We did it with, we had Bob Hawley on a couple months ago, and we did the same thing because he has a similar reputation. Anything you want to get off the chest, Davey?
No, man, to be honest with you.
Life is good?
Yeah, life couldn't be much better. I'm the happiest I've ever been as far as my wrestling career. It's been awesome, man. I'm get to wrestle all over the world and be a world champion, and now I get to wrestle on national television. And on top of that, I get to do something else I love, which is being a paramedic, and go home and hang out with a crazy dog and get beat up in jiu-jitsu. And life's pretty good, man, so I got nothing to complain about.
Davey, I want to ask, have you finally gotten the remnants of Paul London off your boots?
Yeah, that was a terrible experience. Paul's he's
a great guy. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's a phenomenal guy. The funny story is, in my first ever tryout match with WWE, I forgot my gear, and he actually let me borrow his. So I've seen Paul go way back. It's pro wrestling. It's not ballet. Things happen, and it's you never want to hurt anyone, but things happen, especially in that kind of style. And it's unfortunate. But good thing it was a very acute injury. There's no long-term effects. It was what it was, and he was, so I've been knocked out plenty of times, and you recover, and he's good, and I'm good, and hopefully history doesn't repeat itself.
I tell you, anytime someone tells me pro wrestling is fake, I try to at least show them something that you've done, once or twice in your career, because you're known for a hard-hitting style. Is that something that, is it the Japan influence that you have, or the your jiu-jitsu influence, or where does it come about? What were your influences?
I really didn't watch wrestling as a kid. I didn't like. I remember seeing guys in high school that wore like the NWO and Austin 316. I thought it was a band, yeah, I really didn't know much about it. Like I was real young. I'd watch like Dynamite Kid, like Portland wrestling and stuff. But,
yep.
Like I was an amateur wrestler all through high school and college. So naturally really competitive. And then my first introduction to wrestling was actually through Pancrase.
Oh wow.
And then, I then got into like Japanese wrestling. So to me, that's what pro wrestling always has been. I really don't have much interest in like being like a superstar or being like a crazy gimmick guy or the incredible talker. I always wanted to be an athlete first and foremost. So that's kind of where my style developed from, and apparently it suited me well. So keep rolling with it.
So is that? I mean, and I don't want to bring up anything bad, but is that what happened with WWE? Because I was really excited that you and Eddie could have been signed there, and especially like seeing with all these other signings or rumored signings of Steen and Kenta and Devitt, I thought that would have been great, but it didn't work out. Now you're in TNA, which is great as well, but I don't know what happened there.
I just honestly, I can't say anything bad about WWE. They treated us great. They were really nice. They were wonderful. I just, to be honest with you, man, like I have no desire to go there. And I never have. It's that being on the road lifestyle and that rock star lifestyle. It doesn't appeal to me. And there's no amount of money that would make it worthwhile to me. Their product's great. The guys there are phenomenal. I have nothing bad to say about them. It's a personal choice. I just, like this. I mean, most people can't understand. Like I started working on the ambulance at 4 a.m. this morning, like having the time of my life. It's awesome.
Wow.
And I would much rather go and do stuff like that and then get to wrestle at TNA on the weekends and come home and have Davey time and then have West time and
right.
Go get the crap kicked out of me by 14-year-olds in jiu-jitsu. then go to WrestleMania and be rich. I know it's hard for most people to swallow, but that's awesome for those people to have those kind of goals, man. Good for them. Those just aren't and never have been my goals. My goals were I wanted to be Ring of Honor World Champion. I wanted to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome. I did that. I'm happy with it. Now I'm just having fun in TNA and just kind of living my life the way I want. And just I'm happy for them and happy with it myself.
Honestly, man, I think that's extremely admirable, man. It's great, and I'm happy for you, and I'm happy to hear this from you because again, like Mike had mentioned, you get this different perception of Davey Richards on the internet, and you take everything with a grain of salt, but hearing it from the wolf's mouth, this is it really does. It makes me admire you a lot more, man.
Oh, thank you.
How long have you and Eddie been together?
We started tagging in Wolverhampton, England in 2008. That's where we came up with the name, the American Wolves, and then been together ever since, man.
Wow. Because I watched last week's Impact, and you guys actually went head-to-head together, and it's always funny to watch guys who have been working together for so many years. Just it's so much more fluid. And I mean, obviously, you and Eddie are a tag team, so fighting each other isn't an ideal situation, but you obviously prefer tag team to singles competition, or?
I like both. I mean, I love tagging with Eddie, but I like being a singles competitor as well, It's, wrestling's wrestling to
right.
me, you know what I mean? So I have fun, there's certain things I won't do in wrestling, but as far as wrestling singles tags or anything like that, that I'm okay with, but, other things I'm not okay with, but, fortunately, I haven't been asked to do anything like that, so I'm good.
So something like that, would that consist of maybe a ladder match like you'll be having this Sunday? Because that's I don't know.
It's on the website.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I don't mind ladder matches, table matches. Like I won't bleed. And that's something I won't do. I've never have. I never will.
Okay.
I won't do that. I'm not going to do anything with any kind of just wild stuff. You know what I mean? Like barbed wire and crap, like none of that. And, I won't take a chair shot to the head, which is actually outlawed in wrestling now, thank God.
Yeah.
And, just stuff. Nothing involving hitting women. I'm not going to do anything like that.
Gotcha. So this should be a good little twist for you this weekend then with this weekend actually. I was getting all the dates mixed up in my head. But yeah, this weekend with the ladder match and the X Division Championship, you could be wearing 2 belts by the end of Sunday.
That would goal.
Well, Davey, we thank you very much for taking the time, especially seeing what you're working now, taking the time to chat with us here. Slammiversary 12, Sunday, June 15th, Dallas, Texas, live on pay-per-view. Davey Richards in the ladder match for the X Division Championship. Davey, thank you very much for coming on the Mike and Billy Show. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you guys very much.